Welcome to my first week in Vancouver. I've been in Vancouver now for 1 whole week, so what do I think? Welcome to my observations of my first week here in Vancouver. So, number one, it's very pretty. Even though it rains a lot here in Vancouver, and to be honest, on this week I've been very lucky with the weather. It's been shining sun, but it hasn't been warm. It's really crisp blue skies, but then as we've got nearer to the end of the week, I found that the rain has started to come in, and next week's forecast is full of rain. So it rains a lot here in Vancouver, so much so that it's been nicknamed as Raincouver. I don't find that a very good name. I feel like there must be a better name for Vancouver that references the rain. Raincouver seems a bit basic to me, but never mind, I didn't make it. And I haven't got a better suggestion. For me, that doesn't really bother me because I come from Wales in the UK and we get rain a lot. But despite the rain, Vancouver is beaut. It is so pretty. Where else do you get cities full of skyscrapers that are next to beaches and the ocean and snow-capped mountains? Honestly, it's all within walking distance. It is so great to walk out your door and be able to see the snow-capped mountains, to see the trees, to be so close to the ocean, to be so close to water. It is fantastic. I love it. And I know that in the summer, when the sun does shine and when it does actually get warm and does its job, it's going to be so great here. Which leads me on to my next topic. It's so clean here. So the streets, there aren't any rubbish bags left on the side of the road like there are in Manhattan. It doesn't feel dirty here. It feels like people are following your footsteps and like dusting after you as you walk along the pavement. It's just really clean here. Everyone picks up after their dogs. There's no plastic in the ocean. I mean, there is, but I haven't seen any in Vancouver itself. Hashtag stop using plastics. And Vancouver actually banned plastic shopping bags here. It's because Vancouver hopes to be the greenest city. And you can see it's going that way, and with all the mountains and the ocean around, it's no wonder that being sustainable and environmentally friendly is on the forefront of everyone's minds here. Now, there are cons to being here in Vancouver, I'm not gonna lie, and one of those things is how expensive it is. When I was doing my research, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, everyone's saying it's expensive, but it can't be that expensive, surely not. But no, they were right, it's expensive. So I almost checked out on some moisturizer the other day, and I put the moisturizer through and it was $184. Now that was a very rare example. I think it's because it was a brand and that's why it was expensive, but that's my kind of example. Things are overpriced, I think. When I first got here, you saw in my video, I went shopping at Safeway and that was expensive and I didn't really buy that much. It came to $111, which is like £67, which doesn't sound much, but when you're on Canadian wage, it is expensive. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna shop at Safeway anymore. And I really didn't buy all that much. So like things like your grocery shoppings are expensive. Now in some ways it does get balanced out if you can find a good job. The wages here are okay. For me, my wage is pretty average in the job that I do. And there will be another video on how I got my job here in Vancouver. I'll be able to live here, but I'll need to be a bit more conservative with my money, I think. But when my partner comes over with a double wage coming into the house, you'll be more comfortable. And so it means that it's harder to live here if you are single and if you aren't working in a job that will pay a lot. I can't imagine how much you would struggle to live in Vancouver if you were working, say, in hospitality or something like that. But people here rely on tips. It's like America in that sense. So when you go to a restaurant, you must tip your waiter or waitress. And also you've got to tip your taxi drivers, your hairdressers, things like that. But yeah, shopping here is very expensive. Don't get me started on the rent. I really was dreaming of the skyrise experience, living in this massive skyscraper with gorgeous views over Vancouver of all the trees and the ocean. But anywhere I went to look for a rental, I was looking at about £3,600 a month. Sure, you can probably get a high-rise experience a bit cheaper, but then even then you're getting around about 2,600 quid a month. And by quid, I mean Canadian dollars. So rent here is very expensive, and don't get me started on even wanting to buy a house. If you want to buy a house here in Vancouver, and I think also the wider British Columbia area, and possibly the rest of Canada, but I'm not entirely sure. But at least in Vancouver itself, you know, a 3-bedroom house you're probably looking at around 1.5 million, 2 million, 3 million. In fact, they're building some condos. They're up for sale right now, and a penthouse condo with 3 bedrooms is going for 3 million. So property over here is so expensive. I don't know how people are managing to buy places. I don't think many people are managing to buy places. And I think that's a big problem that Canada and Vancouver need to deal with. The wages aren't rising, but everything else is. And then also, I told you in my last video, phone plans. Data plans over here are ridiculous. If you want unlimited data, you are looking at around about $80. My first bill just came through for my phone and my new data plan here. Remember, I went with an unlimited plan, and there's a joining fee because there are loads of taxes, there are loads of joining fees when you want to do something, and so my first bill is close to $200. Like, it's crazy. And that's another thing, there are taxes on everything. The things you see on the shelves, well, that's not the price. You will be hit with tax as you go and shop. I'll be making a video about rentals soon, and I will go into a bit more details around all the fees around rentals and all that sort of stuff as well, but be prepared. When you first come to Canada on an IEC visa, they do ask for savings of $2,500. They don't always check it at the airport, but you should at least save that much, more if you can, because you will need it. I'm lucky that I saved more. Which leads me on to my next topic around money, and that is that everyone here seems fucking rich. Like, money, honey, like rich. I've seen 3 Rolls Royce, countless Bentleys, numerous Lamborghinis, Porsches, loads of Teslas around here, and there are loads of G-Wagon cars like Kylie Jenner drives, and I really want one, and I'm jealous every time I see them here because they're so popular here. But you might think, maybe it's because they're cheaper here because of like Canadian dollars or conversion rates, or because, you know, they're made closer here. Nope, that's not the case. They are still expensive here. And there are a lot of designer shops here as well, with people shopping in them, and I walk past and I think, they must be rich. If people are affording to buy houses here in Vancouver, to me, they're rich. Another positive thing about Vancouver is there is clearly a massive outdoor lifestyle here. So if you love camping, hiking, swimming, wild swimming, if you love being on the beach, you know, you really will love it here in Vancouver. If you love skiing, it's so popular here, skiing. 2 hours away is Whistler, the ski village. So yeah, the outdoor lifestyle here in Vancouver is so popular. I'm not plugging it, this is not sponsored at all, because who would sponsor me yet? But bring in the sponsors if you're watching. I downloaded All Trails, I think it's called actually, and it's so good because it gets your location and it tells you all the hiking routes around Vancouver, where you can go, the walks you can do, how easy or hard those walks are, how you can prepare. So yeah, it's really good in that sense. So outdoor lifestyle is a big thing here, and the summer is going to be great. So if you love the outdoor lifestyle, come to Vancouver. Vancouver is big, but the downtown area of Vancouver is quite small, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means you can really find your bearings here quite quickly. The way the streets are built, it's a block system, almost like New York. It's really hard to get lost, at least in downtown, and probably in wider Vancouver as well. You'll find in downtown that the streets crisscross each other. You'll find that you won't get lost that much, and you may even find that you see the same people quite regularly. It's like living in a small town, but you're in a big city. So downtown has that nice atmosphere, and I dread to think what it's going to actually be like here in the summer when all the tourists come. Now, I'm also going to be keeping you updated on whether or not my cats are coming over. I'll save all of that for my rental videos and future videos. But here in Vancouver, whilst property may not be 100% pet friendly, there are loads of pet friendly rentals here, but they have limits on how many pets you can have, which is what I'm struggling with the cats at the minute. But what you will find is that it is very dog friendly here. So if you're thinking of coming to Vancouver with a dog, or when you get here you want to get a dog, yes, 100% you can do that, because there are loads of rentals that will allow you to move in with at least 1 dog, maybe 2 if you're lucky. And there are loads of people here walking dogs. Yeah, you will see dogs everywhere being walked by their owners, and it's so cute. You know, every corner has a dog walking on it. It's just lovely. There are loads of dog friendly parks around here as well, where you can let your dog off the leash and they can run around and that sort of stuff and play with other dogs and whatever else dog owners do. I don't know, I've got cats. If you're worried about how friendly it is around pets, in particular dogs, there's nothing to worry about. You will fit in if you've got a dog and you want a dog over here. Another great thing about Vancouver is it's so diverse. To be honest, I don't think I've actually met that many Canadians yet. I've met people who have come here from other places. It's so diverse. It has a large Asian population. There are Brits here. There are loads of Europeans here. And everybody is catered to as well with their restaurants. It's such a foodie capital here. So if you like your food, that's another good thing. But it is so diverse, and it's great to meet people from different areas of life, different religions. It's just very, very interesting. But I do find it odd that I haven't met many Canadians yet. Now, Canadians are meant to be friendly, but anytime I've walked past people on the street, I smile, sometimes I'll say hello, or I'll step aside to let them pass if the street is getting narrow, or I'll hold a door open. Most of the time, maybe it's just been bad luck, but nobody smiles back, nobody says thank you, there doesn't seem to be like a friendly community, and maybe that's just because they just don't do that here. Maybe they don't smile at strangers on the street, and I'm a weirdo for doing that. I've met one or two who will say thanks, or will smile at you on the street, or will step aside and that sort of stuff. Maybe they're Canadian, or maybe they're not, I don't know. I found that is an etiquette that doesn't really happen here, and maybe I've just been unlucky with all the people I've passed so far. But the small percentage of Canadians that I have met have actually been very nice. They've been very accommodating. They will wish you, a good evening or a good day, or they will have a conversation with you if you're getting the lift with them or whatever, so they are friendly. There are Canadian geese everywhere. I don't know if you just heard those geese, but that's my point. I don't think I've been so excited to see a bird before in my life, but I got here and saw a bird straight away, and then I thought, oh my god, I've seen a Canadian goose. I was like, I can't believe it, I can't believe I've seen this. But no, it's not a special thing. They are literally everywhere. And they're everywhere because when they fly overhead, they're not quiet. They squawk and scream as they're flying, and they look so clumsy, but they're so cute. And yeah, they don't bother you either if you see them. They just kind of just get on with their day, and you get on with your day, and you just live in coexistence and harmony with these Canadian geese. So yeah, they're everywhere. Now, Vancouver does have a homeless problem, and apparently there is support there from the Vancouver government, if you will, the Canadian government, I don't know, who are helping them and offering them support, but there definitely needs to be more to help them. There's a place called Downtown Eastside that everyone has told me to avoid, and you see that online, and a lot of people say don't go there and that sort of stuff, and apparently that's just a place where a lot of people who are homeless are staying. But here in Vancouver, you do see homeless people all the time. If you can give them money, speak to them. They're friendly, but it's just a shame if they're not getting the support that they should be getting, and I really hope they are getting the support. And finally, the one thing about Vancouver is, oddly, it reminds me of home back in Wales. It's very weird. When I landed, it was a grey day, it was misty, there was mist all around the mountains, and I just thought about home, and I thought about where I used to live, which wasn't a glamorous place, but it was in the mountains, basically. There was always mist around the mountains, and that was a nice thing to see. And so, yeah, it's weird. It does remind you of home in an odd way. It's like Wales meets America. At least that's how I felt it. It was very strange. The mountains are incredible here. And if I do say so myself, probably more incredible than Wales. Oh my God. It feels familiar here, and that's a nice feeling, I think. But it is only week 1, and the homesickness may not have set in yet, so I will keep you updated on that. But yeah, that's kind of my observation of week 1 here in Vancouver and how it's gone so far. So stay tuned, because I've been looking for a rental and I've been filming and documenting it, and I'm sure soon I will find a rental, hopefully that allows the 3 cats to come over as well. So I will keep you 100% posted on that. Stay up to date with me on my life here in Vancouver. Next week I start work, so this week has been a bit of a holiday. That's not gonna happen now. I'm actually going back to the daily grind. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe I won't have much content for week 2 simply because I'll be in work all the time. It's been nice here. I'm enjoying it here, and I'm looking forward to properly settle in when my partner comes over and when we eventually find a rental that will hopefully allow the 3 cats. So, like, comment, subscribe, etc, etc. Keep up to date, and let me know what else you want to see here, and I will do my best to make that content for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.